Hello, I'm Dan. I run Crafted Camper Co. I build camper vans. You join us as I'm getting towards the latter stages of building this camper van. Getting to the really exciting parts now. Putting things like finishing touches, as you can see there. The lighting, getting all of that synced up, that's working together really nicely now. And getting all sorts of different bits in it, like the kitchen countertops, the kitchen side cabinets, starting to look like a bit more of a finished product. So it's a really exciting time to join me. This video, I'm going to document what I've done over the course of the last week. That involves, like I said, the kitchen, decoration, doing electrics, redoing electrics. It's a bit of a ride, it's ups and downs. I've got my other photography job as well, which has taken some time this week, hence the video being a couple of days late. But I'm sure you can forgive me for that when you see how good the van's looking. The van's going to be for sale very shortly, so if you are interested in buying it, don't miss out, don't be a mug. I'm only going to be building one of these every 4 months, so don't miss the opportunity, buy it. I'll sell the van, and I can afford a heater. Just going to be hammering cups of tea, I think. For the fridge unit, I'm going to make a custom cabinet. The cabinet comes in 60, the fridge is only 52. So I'm going to shorten the fridge, buys a bit more space back in the van just to stop it feeling as claustrophobic. And it creates a custom fit, nicer looking cabinet for the fridge, almost bespoke. That does involve shortening the cabinet itself. I'm also going to attach it to another cabinet, so then I can remove one of the sidewalls. That'll take a little bit of weight off of the van itself and the cabinet. So a mixture of all of those different things is a bit of a jigsaw puzzle to figure out now. And that's the cabinet put together. I just held it on with a clamp at the minute. I've cut the door down to size. It's connected together with the fridge mount inside. And now I just need to cut a rectangle out of the fridge, so where the mounting system is in the back. I'm going to use a Sharpie just as a template to cut that out, and that should hopefully line up together. As the fridge is in, with its surround, I've then connected it to a 40 unit. And the 40 unit is going to have a rack which comes out on some of them. Forget the name. So I'm just putting the doors on and just checking the hinges, make sure they're all good. I've also bought some locks, so then as you close the door, it stays locked. So that's what it looks like. Looking pretty good. It's lined up nicely with the second door. Of course, this one doesn't move as it's just for the built-in fridge. But then the lock closes and locks the door shut, and it doesn't open whilst you're driving. The traditional way to mount the kitchen cabinets is on these feet. They're adjustable feet, which when attached to, I guess, the back wall, what would normally be, and 4 of these in a traditional kitchen and house, that offers enough stability as I'm in a moving van. need a bit more than that. So I've attached them to the back on wood that's attached then to the van frame, and then, as you've seen in previous videos, I've built a base for them all to be screwed onto. I am then also going to put these still on the front, not for any sort of structure of the cabinets, but the kickboard has little clips which clip onto these. So for as easy as it is to just stick these under, I can widen them to really tighten them in, and then the kickboard, the kick plate can then nestle as it normally would on a kitchen, making life just that little bit easier. I'm doing that now. You can see I've already got one there. There's 3 all the way down this cabinet aisle. So I'm going to stick them on, and once I've cut the baseboard to size, I can then cut the vent holes in the baseboard, so then the ventilation can come through. This way, using the clips as well, it allows you to still quite easily get underneath where all of the gas, water and heating ventilation pipes are. This is good for me for when I get a final check off by a gas engineer, so they can easily get to all of the gas components, and just for general maintenance as well, it makes it a bit easier. Now that I've finished building the cabinet for the end, it needs a cover to go over the back. You can see here, I just need a panel to go on the back. Some of the kickboard that I've installed, so just some spare, is the perfect width there, and it's also finished in the laminate, so that'll finish off the back of there quite nicely. In order to follow the curve of the door, just using this tool, pressed in, get the curve, transfer that onto the kickboard, and then cut it out. In the end panel of the kitchen, I've decided to go for a sliding drawer, similar to like what I've got further down. Got a slide out there. I've then also decided to go for a sliding cupboard here. Ideal for bottles on the bottom. I'm going to use some foam just to cut out some wine bottle shapes. Saves it rattling around, you've got somewhere to store your wine. And then the top, once we put the shelf on, is good for smaller items like salt, pepper, all your seasoning and everything. Times a bit myself, but we're looking alright. That side's got engine on now. I've got edging along there now. Just need to trim it down. I'm getting better each time I do it. I'm happy with that. And then I just need to get around the curve of the I just need to then get around the curve of the handle here, just tidy that up as much as possible. here's the fascia. Now that it's painted again, I've got some brushed bronze vents in. I didn't like how the vents down the bottom looked. Just wasn't a nice enough finish for me, so I bought these. They're like plastic behind and metal in front. You can close and open them. It's just going to cause some nice ventilation for all the electrics and everything that's in there, especially the inverter. That sucks quite a lot of air in, so I've put that vent directly in front of where the air needs to be sucked in. These step shoe boxes starting to look somewhat like as well. So this has got boxed in all the way around. You can put your shoes in there, and the gas point lifts up, so then you've got anything for an outdoor barbecue or anything right there. That's all plumbed into the isolation valve further down into the van. For in between the garage and the hallway, I've gone for one of these doors. I'm just going to build it now, put it in, and hopefully it works. The tambour door that I bought was not very good. It had a couple of these fixtures at the top. I might have been putting it in wrong. It took me ages to try and just like create a custom mount so then the door could go up and round. I started to get somewhere, and then the door itself came slamming down and smashed. So again, I might have been doing it wrong, but not good enough. Not what we need in this camper van. So I have bought another one. It's very similar design, but up at the top we've got these. We've got these roll-ups, which I think is what most doors come in. It's what I expected this to go in. But this is much better. It goes in really quite nice. You have to build a bit of a frame for it to initially mount it. You can see there the frame on the side and the top. I then added one on the bottom just temporarily whilst I got it fitted to the back of this wall. And you can now see that I've got a nice tambour door. So that opens up and you can see the garage. And closes down nice and smooth. I got really frustrated when I was installing that because it carried on getting stuck on the screws. Went down to Screw Fix to go get some counter sunk screws. We're still doing it. It's been an absolute terror. I think I could put my hand to most things, but this I don't know why. I don't think I'm going to buy one of these again because even though it's working now and it's fine, the frustration just to get to this point has been bloody awful. That's why I've not filmed it. That's why it's in there and it's a finished product. So I hope you like it. It's good. One of the ways to combat the kind of ever smaller cabin size is a mirror. I'm going to stick a mirror on the wall. Going to stick a mirror on this wall, and this is the mirror that I've gone for. Gone for a nice gold rim pond mirror. I think I might have had a genius idea for mounting this mirror. Putting it on the side of the shower wall, I can't really just stick it on with a couple of nails and hang it, which with a moving van. So I'm going to run a bolt through the back of the shower wall, and then I've just riven it onto there. So then I've got a point to pull the nut straight into and tighten right up. You can see there are now some bolts on the back of the shower wall, and that's because I have a mirror. Gone for a pond mirror. I quite like the uneven shape. Of course, functional as well as being pretty good for making the space feel a little bit bigger, but it's also functional. You've got a mirror in the van as well. Best impression of a Facebook Marketplace ad.